Welcome back to the Daily Hustle. I'm Dave Espino from daveespino.com, and I'm excited today to share with you 3 ways to generate traffic. The first way that we're going to talk about is where you buy the traffic. You can literally buy traffic, right? You can go to Google and say, give me some traffic. I want this kind of traffic based on these keywords. Or you can go to YouTube and say, I would like this type of traffic from YouTube. Or you can go to Facebook or Twitter. Say, I would like this kind of traffic from these audiences, right? And that is the shortest lived traffic. In other words, it's basically you're paying by the click, and that's all it lasts. It lasts 1 click, and that's it. So you better make the most out of that 1 click. Now, the way to make the most out of that 1 click is to get those people onto an opt-in form where they sign up for something for free, you deliver it digitally, and now they're on your email list. That allows you to communicate with them over and over and over again and warm them up. That's how you make the most out of that 1 click. You do not make the most of that 1 click by trying to sell them something right off the bat. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. If it's something where it's an extremely hot market and an extremely in-demand product, and that market is starving for that product, then yes, you can buy clicks to that market and you could sell that product and it'll work, right? But that's a very rare circumstance. It's a very rare situation when you have something like that. If you do, fantastic. It'll work out great. But most of the time, like I would say 90% of the time, you're going to want to get that audience into an email list or into some kind of an audience where you can communicate with them over and over again. You know, it could be a text-based message, SMS communications. It could be Facebook Messenger bot where you communicate with them through Facebook Messenger. Anything where you can continue to communicate with that person over and over again over time to warm them up to your offer. So that's the first way to get traffic, is you pay for it. Again, it's the shortest lived traffic, so you have to have a funnel in place or a system in place to maximize that one communication. If you have an entire sales funnel, that's another way to monetize that traffic, where they get something for free on the front end by an opt-in, and then you immediately offer them an instant upsell to a new product where they actually do pay for it. Ideally, that payment that you receive from that percentage of people pays for your ad, so now that's a self-liquidating offer, and now you can then even offer additional upsells or back-end transactions, right? That's the ultimate way to make sure that that 1 click pays off over a percentage of a large group of people. The second way to get traffic is to borrow it. Now, by borrow it, there are many different ways to borrow traffic. For example, let's say that you somehow got mentioned on the Oprah show, right? One of the biggest audiences in the world, one of the most engaged audiences in the world, and you got mentioned on the Oprah show. Your website got mentioned on there, right? Let's hope you have a really good hosting plan, because in most cases that would crash a website, right? A web server. That would be a way to borrow traffic from Oprah, right? An endorsement. You're getting endorsed by a leading guru, a top opinion leader, a top influencer. You know, I think she's one of the top influencers in the whole world, right? That would be a way to borrow traffic. Another way to borrow traffic is to joint venture with somebody who has the traffic. So you say, hey, look, you have this big audience. I'll give you 50% of whatever we sell to your audience. That's one way to do it, right? That's a joint venture. You might even go something like 75-25. I'll give you 75% if you introduce my product to your audience. I'll take only 25%. Why? Because the audience is everything, right? The audience, the traffic is everything. Without traffic, you have zero. So might as well give away 75% in exchange for 25%. Another way to borrow traffic is to offer an affiliate program. You can offer an affiliate program to people who already have the audience that you want to reach. Offer them 50-50, offer them, you know, as much as you want. And as they start to promote your product to their audience, they're making a commission and you're making a commission as well. You're making sales. So that's the second way, is you borrow traffic. And the third way to generate traffic is to create the traffic. How do you create traffic? It's very simple. It's creating content. Whether it's blog content, videos on YouTube, podcast, a daily vlog like what we're doing here today, articles on LinkedIn, answering questions on Quora, anything you might do to create new content, and then at the end of that content mention your product, your service, your website. That is an awesome way to create traffic, because what you're doing is you're showing that you know what you're talking about. You're showing your authority positioning. You're showing that you're an expert. And then you're driving that percentage of people that are further interested to either buy your product, buy your online course, buy your ebook or your book, or engage with your company in some way, shape, or form. As I went through these 3 ways to get traffic, the first way was the shortest lived. In other words, it was good for 1 click and that was about it. Okay. The second way, which is borrowing traffic, is a little bit longer lived because it's usually related to some content on somebody's website. Somebody's put some content out there to drive traffic to you, whether it's through a joint venture or through an affiliate arrangement or through an endorsement, right? The third way, creating the traffic, that's the longest lived traffic. Yes, it takes more time to create. Yes, it's kind of a hassle to create traffic or create blog posts, content, and all that kind of thing, but it's going to last the longest. It's going to last on the internet forever, right? And it's going to keep driving traffic to you over and over and over again. That's why I'm 100% sold on creating content and creating, like I'm doing here, daily YouTube videos, and distributing that content across many different distribution points so that it gets amplified and magnified. And that creates many more points where people can find me and discover me and then come back and buy one of my courses or buy one of my products. That is, in my opinion, the best way to create traffic, is to create content related to your product. But it also takes the longest, is the most hassle. But let me tell you something, it's worth it, because over time you're going to build upon the content that you've created in the past, and all of that content will be driving traffic to you. And that's content, by the way, and traffic that you own, nobody else owns. You don't have to pay anybody by the click. You don't have to borrow somebody's endorsement, somebody's authority. You don't have to pay 50% commissions to an affiliate. It's all yours. You get 100% of that sale because that traffic is 100% yours. Hope you enjoyed today's Daily Hustle. I'll see you tomorrow.